Clean Water Act is 40 years old and it's finally being reviewed.
I know, because I was there 40 years ago, Megan. Believe it or not, I was involved in drafting the model bill when I worked at the Conservation Council.
Okay, and so it's good to see that it's finally getting an update. And can you tell us what you think needs to change in order to protect watercourses?
Well, one of the things that hasn't happened is the regulation to classify watercourses. That is to rate them in terms of, are they pristine, or are they pretty darn good, or are they polluted, has never been implemented. And that's key because it was going to ensure pristine watercourses stay pristine.
Okay, so this is actually a piece of the legislation that just needs to be implemented. I agree. Another piece with watercourses is the buffer zones. Can you tell us about those and what needs to happen?
So right now, there's a 30-meter strip that must be left, for example, by forestry activities, clear cutting, to prevent sedimentation in the water. But you're allowed to cut every 10 years 30% of the wood out of that buffer strip. And that's a problem because it doesn't provide the same level of protection when you kind of thin it out that way. So it would be much better if those buffer zones remained intact and that they were no-go zones.
So hopefully we will see the government bring in these changes and implementations in the new Clean Water Act.
The one thing I'll mention, Megan, though, is there's quite a lot of pressure to include buffer zones as they are as part of our protected areas commitments. And you can't just do that because they're not designed from a conservation biology perspective to protect the habitat and ecology of those riparian areas. So the riparian areas being the areas that are influenced by the water across the land. So they need to be redesigned if they're going to go into our bucket or protected areas to ensure that they actually protect the species, the habitat, and the ecology of the riparian zone. And the buffer strips were never designed for that.
Absolutely. We can't just have these little strips of land. We need to have actual habitat and ecosystems protected.
So Megan, are we going to get to talk more about this?
Absolutely. So tune in for the next video in our series where we are going to talk about wetlands.